YouTube for me is also a place where you learn how to speak to other people that you don't know how to speak to because of their background, because of how they perceive life. You know, it shows me, for one, that life can be perceived in so many ways that to fully become a friend of someone, you have to put all bad and good aside and look at him in a different light. You know, it's interesting because it's like I don't know. It sort of reinforces me in what I've seen. You know, it reinforces me in that we can't just divide life up into good and evil, but we have to put in the third aspect, which is life in itself. Life is not bad or evil. Life is life, you know. And if you choose to see life through bad, you can see bad. If you choose to see life through good, you can see good. And so my suggestion is see life through life. It's way better, and you will learn to understand things in the right way they are supposed to be understood, and not in the way some people unfortunately exploit it and push down over some people, because most of what they say is right, but few things are wrong. I'm not saying you should just take and pick what you can around, but I'm saying remember the third and most important angle to life, which is the Switzerland way, neutral. You know, this is real life, the neutral state of things. This is life. You know, the rest is things that one individual within this world we live in forces his way, or asks other to see his way, or examples someone used to show things for what they are and not for what we can imagine they are. And this is basically what I am going to use YouTube for, because I find that the stuff lacking in life for a lot of people is some of the stuff that was lacking in my life for, well, 35 some years. But now it's gone, you know, because I found neutral. I realized neutral was the way, not black or white. Black or white is like, it was okay at some point to watch black and white TV, but people demanded more. Why? Because black and white was not enough. There was colors in life. Where the fuck did all colors go? In this perspective, I realized that you cannot just watch life in black and white. That it doesn't work like that. That it's okay on TV, yeah, sure, that works fine, and for some people it works in a religion, and that is okay with me. But you have to realize that you are cheating yourself from something that that is life and the most precious thing here in this universe we live in, being that the third dimension, or whatever you want to call it. But this is the third dimension within all those dimensions that science are speaking about today, and there is nothing we can do about it. We live in three, so we must understand three. It's as simple as that. That is why 3 is a magical number, because we live in the third dimension. We live where things go up and down and forward and backward and left and right. But we also sometimes take in like what's called a fourth dimension, which is time, for instance, which is why things sometimes seem a bit strange. But in that sense you can actually say we sort of live in a four-dimensional world, but the first dimension doesn't get counted in the way we think today, because we start at 1, 2, 3, 4 and up to 10 and say we have a 10-figure system, which is sort of a lie, because it is we do have a 10-figure system, but it starts with 0. It doesn't start with 1 and end with 10. It starts with 0 and end with 9, and then to get what we call 10 today, you have to add 1 and 0, which is 2 of the first 10 numbers. So in that way we sort of live wrong. I don't mean wrong, but we perceive things in a way that is actually not the right way, because the first dimension that we what's it called, that we neglect is sort of like it's like, you know, it's like the garbage can. It's like where you say this is for me and or not for me. You know, it's like everything. The first thing a human does is say, is this for me or is this not for me? It doesn't feel like it's for me, okay, so I discard it. Simply, that's it. The second thing is, it is for me, you know, okay, so this is 1. It is for me, you know. And then there's something called 2, is things for someone else than me. And yes, it is most likely for you to use into something that then will help someone else use it in something else, or in the same, or he will actually go back to the original thing that you started out with too. And then the next step, you would say, is the third step, where you ask if this is for others than just one other person. And this is sort of like in that state we live, or in that place we live right now, where we have to understand things the natural way, because this is why we are here. We are in nature to understand the natural way of things. And the natural way of things are exactly like nature, of course, because that is why nature is the so-called ruler of the third dimension, which is where we live. Maybe calling it the third dimension is wrong, because we sort of live in a dimension where we can take in like the fourth dimension, which is time for us, or a fourth dimension, which is time, you know. So I cannot say we only live in the third dimension, because that is like it's like trying to take a way out that is not the way out, because life is not divided into 1 or 2, but at least 3. It is never just 1 or 2, it is always at least 3. I have not seen anything in this life that is not 3. There are people that try to say things are not 3, but everything in this world is divided into at least 3. I guarantee you, you can go out and ask anyone you want out there, and just start talking normal talk. Don't go whoa all religious and shit like this. Just talk normal with people, you know, and before you see it, you will realize that